Hello, hello. My name is Annie, and today I'm doing my check-in for the first half of November. So I'm going to have a coffee. I am a little bit worse for wear this morning. I had girls' night at my place until well into the morning. Okay, so we begin with the first, second, and third of the month. I went to a dinner thing at one of my friends' places. Yeah, he hosted like a Halloween thing. We all got buckets of lollies, which is really bad for us, but we ate them anyway. And we had dinner, so split it out between all of us. It was actually really cheap, $26, so Friday night dinner. I did go to Maya to pick up some more t-shirts. A few weeks prior, I had ordered some pajamas and things, but just to get over the free shipping threshold, I threw in a t-shirt and it turned out to be pretty comfortable. So I just went in store and picked like 4 more of the exact same thing in different colors and different designs. So I'm actually wearing one now. It's really comfy. $96.88. And then grocery shopping. So just for those 2 days, $194. Then to November proper. Obviously hosting and the holiday season is coming up, so I prepared. I got some snacks, just like the crackers and stuff like that, because they keep really well in the pantry. And I think 2 or 3 packets of chips, so snacks there. I played the lotto on the Thursday and I won $20. So I just put that in my buffer. I don't often play the lotto, but if there's a big one. But yeah, so my ticket was $10.80 and I won $21.20. But that money usually comes out of my groceries and eating out budget if I do play. Aldi and drink, I don't know what that is. Oh no, I should have put that there. Oh well. On the Friday night, we went out to dinner. We were going to have a fancy dinner at Barangaroo in the CBD. We went to Meat and Wine Co. actually, so it was actually really, really a nice night out, and it was actually much, much cheaper than I thought it would be. Usually I budget between like $150 to $200 if we're going out to eat, but I got a smaller steak and alcohol. Most of my friends don't drink alcohol, but they got like a 75-day aged Wagyu, and it wasn't actually that much more expensive. They're 500-gram steak. I got a 250-gram steak because I was like, we really don't need to eat that much. I don't need to eat that much. And then we shared a what's it called? A tasting platter. So that was a really nice night out. So $122.20 subscription. So for cloud. Then I bought drinks. So just some cans of Coke just to have in the pantry. And then I'll dump it in the fridge for when I have people over. And then I had dinner out on the Saturday again. So 2 nights in a row, $24.95. So I'm starting to eat out a lot more. So food this week was $82.14. Subscription $3, splurge $120. I'm putting dinner out at Splurge from Splurge Money, and hosting $37.12. So taking my total so far to $436.53. Then we come to this week. I bought a new ottoman, so $69.95 actually, so $70. It was on special. It's just one of those just small ottomans, but it's a storage thing. So if you open up the lid, you can dump, all your cushions and stuff into it. I've had to rearrange my furniture a little bit to fit it. It's about 45 centimeters wide, so not huge. But I had to move my couch a little bit. So, that was an effort and a half. I had to move every single corner, just shifting and shifting and shifting. More hosting snacks. Again, I just have people randomly pop up. It's this time of year, plus we're doing my building's AGM very soon, so people knock on my door to give me legal forms and stuff like that. So unexpected guests pretty much. $10.80. Then I went and did a big grocery shop, Aldi, Asian supermarket, greengrocers. Mangoes. They're really good this time of year already. I know it's a bit early for mangoes. Traditionally, you think December, right, for mangoes, but I've been having them for the last 2 weeks. I haven't been editing my food videos. Lazy and busy, right? But Kensington Prides are really, really good at the moment, and they're reasonably priced, so go pick some up. Greengrocers, and I got some coffee beans, just one bag, because I was waiting for the sales, for the Black Friday sales, which then did come. $73.80, got myself a little bit of a more premium coffee. I know, even at 30% off, I was like, yep, I'm going to splurge and get the fancy wanky ones. I do drink fresh bean roasted coffee, so it is my indulgence. The internet bill, $84.95. Oh, this is going up. I got an email from them saying it's going up to $89.99 or something a month. I mean, it's still cheap for what I'm getting. I need really, really super fast internet because I use Zoom, your Teams. I actually stream things on my TV in 4K. Internet is a requirement now of a modern day kind of person just to work. Oh, good God. There is a rally going on outside or something like that. I don't know whether you can hear it, but I don't know what they're doing. They're playing music at full blast. I've got all my windows and things closed. They were doing it all day yesterday as well. Whatever. Internet's going up. I asked other people in the building how much they're paying for theirs, and they're with other providers, and they're saying they're paying $92, $93. So even with the increase, I suppose it's still lower than what market rate is at the moment. So NBN, right? It's what kills you. And in my apartment, we have an embedded network. So pretty much we only are allowed to go to 5 providers. Ignore that music if you can hear it. Apple subscription cloud, so $4.49. And then last night I had the girls over. I've been talking about the gossip in my building in some of my recent posts, and I think you guys are really kind of interested in what's going on in my building. I have an update on the affair, but things are in motion, so you'll have to wait till maybe the end of the month for that. No, I just texted the girls and I was like, it's been a while, we should get together. See who can come around. It's just one of those who can come around, who's available kind of thing. And then I thought, you know what? Granny Widow is on holiday, right? But we really, really like her daughter who lives in the penthouse in our building. So not the affair penthouse lady. We really like her and her husband. They live in the penthouse of our building. And we kind of treat them like the adults of the building. Most of us, we're millennials, so we're in our 30s and 40s, right? But when something goes wrong in the building, we're like, we can't tell the baby boomers. They will lose their shit, absolutely go apeshit and panic. So just to make sure that we are on the rational, sane side of things, we better contact the adults. And when we say the adults, we really mean two sets of the Gen X's, right? Because millennials we are like cynical and dead on the inside. We don't have time for bullshit. And when we came up through the corporate world, our employers were baby boomers, right? And so we were told, you know what, if you fuck up, it's your fault. Just stay behind until you do it and you fix it. Like everybody knows this, right? And whatever, we just took it. And then now, you know, teens and early 20s, we did the thing where we had to do those unpaid internships, which are like illegal now and whatever. We slogged our way through and, you know, we got beaten by the global financial crisis, housing market, whatever. We have no patience for crap. So we tend to think, oh, we better go ask the Gen Xers who have babied their way through their kids, you know, their kids are soft. Gen Zs are soft. We're starting to see that in the corporate world because millennials, we're middle management now. And, don't even get me started on the Gen Zs in the workplace. And so we're like, all right, we better bring them in for some compassion. Gen Xers who are like, just maybe give them another chance. Yeah, we're like, fine. We consulted the voice of reason. Anyway, back to the story. Our penthouse building owners, we'll call them the adults, I've known them for a really, really long time, right? And, you know, Granny Widow is the lady's mum and she lives on level 7, right? So, you know, the whole building's really, really interconnected. So it's not like we haven't known each other for a very long time. But I realized, I was like, I don't know, how am I going to call these people? Okay, the adults. The husband is the lawyer and the wife is a doctor, yeah? I was like, I don't have the doctor's phone number. I can't believe I don't have her phone number. It's been like 3 years. And then I thought, how do I get in contact with the doctor every time? Always through her mother or through her husband, through the lawyer. So to invite the doctor to girls' night, I was like, I'm going to have to text the lawyer. So I texted the lawyer and I was like, hey, doctor is invited to girls' night. It's where we drink wine, have cheese, slag everyone's Tinder dates, complain about your husbands and boyfriends, and catch up on all of the juicy gossip. Swing by mine after 8 p.m. And he texts back saying, well, doctor has no valid complaints about her husband. Does that make her ineligible to attend? I was like, yeah, complaints that you know of, okay? That you know of, buddy. It's funny. So he was like, she was obviously standing next to him with the text and he was like, doctor wants to know what you guys talk about there. I was like, usually we just let your mother-in-law rip into everyone's like boyfriends and like their dates. Like Granny Widow is like, she's hilarious. We all love her in the building. She's the most like up to date on everybody's gossip, right? I accuse her of like stalking everyone. She's like, Annie, I'm not stalking. It's not stalking. It's just following, okay? It's just following. And I was like, yeah, with your stalking. He's just like, well, if people want to post on LinkedIn, I was like, you're retired. Why are you on LinkedIn? And she's like, it's not stalking. It's just the following on their LinkedIn. And on their Facebook if they use the Facebook. And on their Instagram if they have Instagram. Oh, she is up to date. Anyway, I was like, usually we just let your mother-in-law rip into everyone's dating profiles, LinkedIn profiles. She then lectures us on the importance of getting a prenup because what if they're just after your money? You're all ladies with property. And he's like, is my mother-in-law seriously doing that? I was like, oh yeah, you seriously, you've been married into this family for like 20, 30 years. You haven't worked this stuff out yet already? I was like, doctor can take Granny Widow's place and judge everyone's like dates on their financial statuses and everything. Yeah. And then he's like, yeah, no, she's coming down. Doctor's coming down to your place. Don't teach my wife how to use Tinder. Anyway, so we had, drinks, a lot of wine, and food, and I still have like donuts and stuff left over, so I'm gonna just nibble my way through today. Yeah, we were here until like 2:25 a.m. It was so fun. Yeah, so we filled in the penthouse owners on the other penthouse owners' affair situation. She was like, no. She's like, yes. And she's like, oh my God, how do you guys know? I'm like, well, the affair is alleged affair is happening on the floor of one of the girls here who didn't come last night. She couldn't come. But yeah, she's like, how do you guys know everything? We're like, you think we know everything? Have you spoken to your mother? Is the omniscient, all-knowing? And she's like, no, my mom's like crazy. She's like, she says things and there's no filter. And we all said to her, no. She appears this way. And we're all like, ha, Widow Granny and her like crazy stories. But like 3 weeks later, something that she says, it turns out to be like a fully verified fact. And we're like, yeah, I don't know why we question her wisdom at this point. It's something that she says that seems insane. Like 2-3 weeks later, turns out to be absolutely true. Anyway, we all bow down to her all-knowing presence, even though she's still on holiday. Yeah. So, the gossip in the building is insane. Updates are... is there an update? What's scandalous and still fully formed? Not much. We just have like the AGM for the building coming up in the next few weeks, so we're busy with that. We're raising levies by, percentage, quite a high margin, but like people in my building are filthy rich and they can easily afford it, right? Very easily afford it. Like we are the poorest people in the building because we have mortgages. Most people in the building don't have a mortgage at all. So, they're all like, interest rates have gone down, right? And I was like, no. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, sorry, we don't know. You're like, yeah, the economically unaffected. I was like, yeah, we're raising a special levy to cover the insurance because our building is insured for like $214 million or something like that. So the insurance policy is in the hundreds of thousands per year. And, as with all things, insurance has gone up, right? So we just want money in the bank right now to pay it. So rather than getting like a loan or anything, because we shouldn't need to pay a loan. It's not, it's not anything crazy. And although in strata, your unit entitlements split out how much you pay, even if you took the insurance policy and divided it equally, it would only be $400 per lot, which is not going to be. So, most people can come up with $400, when everyone's blowing dinner for date night. Honestly, now in Sydney, if you go to a fancy place, for two people will cost you $300. Yeah. And I'm not even fancy, just mid-range place, right? You get an entree, a main, a dessert, and maybe a wine, right? So I kind of put that into context for all of the owners in the building. I was like, how much you guys spend the last date night? Yeah? Your levy increase will be that. And they're like, oh, okay. So no one has to go crazy over these numbers. Yeah, it's crazy. But the gossip was, I invited one of the girls who came over, is my neighbor, like literally 2 doors down. And I'm actually on the strata committee with her husband, and she just unloaded on her crazy mother-in-law. She's like, my mother-in-law, thank God we don't live in the same city. We were like, no. The absolute insanity of their wedding was, yeah, it was a thing. But yeah, otherwise, gossip in the building. Yeah, like the thread of the affair thing has developed. I'm waiting for like the whole thing to, unfold before telling you guys, because there is something insane that has happened. Yeah. We haven't seen the alleged affair penthouse slinky pajama lady around recently. Actually, the girls have been talking about it. So everyone's like speculating that her husband is back in town. Yeah, and I think I did get confirmation that her husband is back in town because I got contacted. Yeah, it's a whole thing. We will wait to see how that whole thing unravels. But we were talking about legal paperwork and all the stuff for the upcoming AGM in the group chat, in the strata committee group chat, and they were talking about like, should we go and contact said penthouse owner to see if they're going to come to, or she's going to come, or even sign over proxy or something to someone at the AGM, because she usually doesn't attend, right? And everyone's saying, we haven't seen her recently because she hasn't been parking her car recently in anyone's spots or whatever. Yeah, so the speculation that was her husband is back in town. And I want to tell you, but it hasn't been fully formed yet, the whole thing. Anyway, so that's a lot of the gossip. I spent $807 so far this month. Better quickly unstuff. I have cash, but deal with that later. Bills and utilities now, $5 and $90, so taking out 50, 70, 90, 95, leaving me with $1,000, $2,000 and $100 in bills and utilities. My water bill is due this month. Council rates are due this month. That comes out of council. Electricity is due. It's actually been really hot and humid recently, so I think I'm going to start turning on my aircon. That's going to cost a lot. Usually my electricity bill is only about, I would say, $75 to $80 per month. If I don't turn on aircon, but if I do, it goes to like $110, $120 for the month. And that's not having it on all the time. So I'm anticipating a hot summer. What else? Groceries and eating out. I've already blown a lot of money, so $100, 85, 185's leaving me with $230. You know what? Where's my change? I keep all my money in this little thing here. $230. So 100, 200, 20, 30 left in groceries. Eating out, there's like 2 weeks left of the month. Yeah, that'll be fine. I just cooked and I still have the leftovers in the fridge. Splurge. $100 for the t-shirts, $120 for the dinner. So I've got $750 left. So $220 coming out. 5, 6, 7, 50 left. I still have to do my Christmas shopping proper. I'm waiting for like actual Black Friday sales. I'm actually not finding the discounts very deep again this year. Splurge, a home and miscellaneous, the Ottoman. So I've got 180 left. So 150, 70, 80. Family. What's happening in family? Nothing this month so far. Gifts and hosting. I've splurged a lot, but I've bought some like soft drinks and stuff like that. The girls in my building do drink alcohol, so yeah, like me, and they usually do bring like a bottle of wine and food, and we all just share expenses. But you know, I drink wine like throughout the weeknights, just a glass every few nights. Yeah, but like I said, unexpected guests and stuff like that, carousing until well late in the mornings. I actually did have one of the other girls over, I think, a week ago or something like that. And we were like up till like 4 a.m. doing both building administration work and just having wine and then ripping on the building. We're like, oh my God, and owners need to turn up to vote, drink more wine. Anyway, gifts and hosting, $40 and then $25, so leaving me with $50. I'm actually hosting Christmas, my friends, over, and I'll talk about that one, I suppose, next time. But yeah, it's so hard to get like 12 people together. Hosting, overspending's good to go. So in rollover, actually I've got cash. I've got to take this back to bank. I'm just going to roll over the $3.12 first week, $4.88 second week, and then just 16 cents this week. So I better count out my cash to see how much I to take back to bank. I've got 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 950, 970, 980, 85, 90, 95, 1,000. Perfect. Oh, they were a bit sticky at the end. Yeah, I got paid back for some of those vitamin things and stuff for a while back, so I'll take that back to bank. Yeah, no one's taking cash in the shops where I live. Anyway, that's been my unstuffing and more gossip. I know, like the penthouse owners, the adults, the doctor that we like, was like, I'm actually glad that you actually have my number. She's like, my husband never tells me anything. I was like, your husband loves participating in the gossip. I can't believe he's not passing this on to you. Yeah, so now I have her number and she's in the girls group chat. She's like, I have been missing out. Anyway, I think if you guys are interested in the ongoings of my building, the craziness, the affairs, the dates, the crazy, like, men that some of the girls are meeting, like men just going to dates, not bringing wallets and stuff like that, let me know if you want to hear more of the juicy gossip. I've got to come up with nicknames for everyone though. All right. I hope you've all been well, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.